What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Zoe's Podcast Show. I am your host, Zoe, and I'm going to let you know what's going down. It is Fight Week Friday. Weigh-ins are done. Man, everybody waiting good. So everybody is good. Everybody is fighting in that's on the fight card. So all we got to do right now is wait for Saturday, man. And then later on today, of course, we got the ceremonial weigh-ins, and they're going to meet face-to-face Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Excuse me, Habib Nurmagomedov. I don't know how to really say his last name, but, whatever. But Habib, Conor, face-off later on today at the ceremonial weigh-ins. Real quick, let's talk about what happened yesterday, actually, at the press conference. My thoughts about the press conference was, man, Habib came out, of course, first, and of course, Conor was late in Conor fashion, but Habib came out, did what he had to do, answer questions, blah, 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 and he decided to up and leave. So he left. And then like 5 or 10 or 5, I don't know how many minutes, whatever, probably like 10 minutes afterwards, after he left, Conor shows up and takes over the show. And everybody gets their questions in and everything like that. So they didn't square off at that time, unless yesterday. But we will see him square off. We will see them face off today at the weigh-in. I don't know why am I saying it like that. I'm just so excited right now about it because everybody waiting good. Everybody was thinking about Khabib now making weight, and let me tell y'all real quick, he was the first one to show up and to make that weight. So shout out to Habib for coming in and making that weight. It was all business. He was right on 155 championship weight, and we did what he had to do, and left up out of there. And we were just waiting for everybody else to show up. So everybody else showed up, here and there, blah blah blah. Tony Ferguson, everybody showed up and got their way. And Tony Ferguson actually weighed in at 155 just in case anybody didn't make weight, but everybody made their way, so there was no problem there. So we was all waiting and seeing where's Conor at. There was like 4 other fighters. There was Volkov, Conor, somebody else, and Showtime Pettis, right? His brother actually weighed in before he did. But Conor came in, weighed in, everything was fine. He actually weighed in at 154. So he was ready to go as well. So shout outs to Conor for making that weight. And when I mean shout outs to Conor, I got to shout outs to Conor because I got it, y'all. I got it. It was hard to find a little bit, but I got it, all right? I'm going to pop this open tomorrow night. I'm going to let y'all know how it tastes. Looks a pretty good bottle, you know what I'm saying? Really good bottle. Got Conor McGregor's signature on the back and everything like that. Pretty good, man. I'm going to pop this open and, see what it is on fight night. So just want to let y'all know. Okay, I got that too. But yeah, so Conor weighed in, did what he did, and then the last fighter who weighed in was Anthony Showtime Pettis. Now he had to bring out the towel and all that stuff. Had to make it like he had to do a little Showtime presence. You know what I'm saying? So in Showtime fashion, he makes the weight 156, and he's ready to go for the fight as well. Everybody's on point. So with that said, let's get into the picks. All right. Let me just pull up my stuff right here, and we're not going to talk about the fight. The Fight Pass fights at all. We're not going to talk about that. Even though, there was some, interesting fights on there. Not really going to talk about that because, it's Fight Pass. And don't really have that much time to basically get into it. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to talk about the main ones, the main fights, and I don't even know if I'm going to talk about um, the uh, the prelims either. I don't know if I'm going to talk about them, but I mean, there's a couple. Well, let's just talk about a couple fights I'm looking at. For the early prelims, I'm going to be looking at the Gray Maynard versus Lenz. Um, man, Gray Maynard, man, haven't heard that name in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And he's coming back up to 155. Dude is 39 years old. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna be looking closely at that. I'm probably gonna pick uh, Lentz on that one, and Kuntsakaya is on the early fight past prelims as well. If you don't remember, Kuntsakaya is she fought Cyborg, like I think that was the first Cyborg title fight, because after Durand Marie got stripped and everything, I think that Kunsakai was the first one. Um, but yeah, Kuntakaya came in. She comes in on weight and everything like that. So I'm gonna be looking at her as well, because she hasn't been fighting ever since the Cyborg fight. So we're gonna see about that as well. Holtzman versus Patrick. I'm gonna definitely watch that. My boy Patrick is actually going on there and doing his thing. I'm gonna look on for that. Lad versus Tanya Evinger. Lad is undefeated, and she's coming in. I think it was like 6-0 or 9-0 or something like that. And Tanya Evinger is another victim from Cyborg too. So we're gonna see how she do as well. Also gonna look at, of course, the main event of the prelims. I'm gonna check out the Pettis. I'm gonna be checking out his brother, Sergio, and just want to see how that goes on. Of course, I'm going to go with Sergio on that one. He should be the number one contender in the division to fight Henry Cejudo, but I don't know, all that's going on and everything like that. And then DJ is out and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But this should solidify a spot for him, a clear spot for him to be either not a contender if Cejudo and TJ fight, at least like get the DJ fight or something. I don't know, to be a number one contender. I don't know what happens. I don't know. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into the first fight of the main card. Let's talk about it. Michelle Waterson versus Felice Herring, the little bulldog that she is. She's going against the karate hottie. And man, this is a tough one, man. Felice Herring, she did lose her last one against man, I can't say her name right now, but she did lose her last fight. Michelle Waterson is also trying to bounce back and everything like that. So we're going to see who's going to win this fight, who's going to bounce back from their loss. But their rank is 8 and 9, which is pretty close. And honestly, man, Felice Herring looks really good. I mean, like, not like, I'm attracted to her, like that, but even though she's a good-looking lady, don't get me wrong. But she looks good, like, physique-wise, you know what I'm saying? So she looks good that way. Michelle Waterson also does. She always looks good. She's the karate hottie. What can I say? But they both look good coming into the weigh-ins. I think, man, that's a pick 'em right there for me. That's a pick 'em. Not a lot of people, really, are messing with Felice Herring. Michelle Waterson. Really, because on the fighter odds, they have Felice Herring actually winning that fight. So, man, I don't know. I want to say Michelle is going to win this fight, but I don't know if that's my heart more than my head. Um, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go Michelle. I'm gonna go with Michelle. Michelle for the win. It's gonna be a split. It's gonna be a split decision. And I think Michelle's gonna take it. All right, karate hottie. She's gonna win the first fight. All right. Then it comes up to the next fight: Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus Alexander Volkov Drago. Volkov. Okay. I already told you the pick already. I told you I'm picking Black Beast in my last podcast. So if you didn't listen to my last podcast, I'm letting you know right now. I'm picking Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, straight from H-Town, Houston. That's where I'm at right now. Even though I'm from New York, I live down here in Houston, but I'm gonna pick my boy Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, to do what he does. Alexander Volkov, man, he's no pushover though. He last fought was I think it was man, actually I don't even remember what was his last fight, but he won the last fight. I know he won the last fight. So dude is really good. He's like, and he's tall. He's way taller than Derek Lewis. So the fighter odds got Volkov as the favorite and got Lewis at plus 158. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead pick Lewis, Black Beast all the way. No explanation, just picking the Black Beast Lewis. Okay. The next fight, OSP, Ovince St. Preux versus Dominique Reyes, the Devastator, man. Now, this dude is 9-0. Reyes, he's 9-0. And Ovince St. Preux, man, he's been on a submission rampage. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing that choke. I don't know if they still calling it what you call it, or they switched it to his name or whatever, to the St. Preux choke, whatever. But yeah, he's been choking people out. He's still got knockout power too, and he's still a wrestler too. So I think he has a lot more in his possession to win this fight. But Dominique can, also come back and, surprise everybody. And of course, and with the odds on that one, we have Ovince St. Preux as the plus 195. So Reyes is the favorite at negative 230. So that is, I don't know, that's kind of crazy. I don't. Maybe people don't know who Ovince St. Preux is, but I think I'm gonna pick Ovince St. Preux on this one too, man. I just think he has more in his repertoire to be winning fights. He has submission, he has knockouts, he can wrestle. He's fought like the best of them. So I think after he fought John Jones, I think he actually got better. So we'll see what's going on there. So I'm gonna pick Ovince St. Preux on that one. The next fight is the co-main event. I don't gotta say who I'm picking. Do I really have to say? Because I've been saying it for like 3 years now, okay? Tony Ferguson, El Cucuy versus Anthony Showtime Pettis. I'm picking Showtime. I don't care what nobody says. I'm riding with Showtime all day, every day, any day, okay? Showtime is back that he did from the last fight that he had with Michael Chiesa. He choked him out. And he's back, man. Tony Ferguson is coming back after like a 5-month, from the injury and everything like that. And so he hasn't been fighting for a while. He's probably going to have a little rust or whatever. Yeah, he's doing his little snap jitsu or whatever he calls it, whatever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about Showtime Pettis here, okay? We're talking about the Showtime kick. We're talking about the chokeouts. We're talking about the striking power that he has. You know what? I'm not going to say anything else. Let's just go with what the odds say, right? The odds makers are saying Tony Ferguson all the way, negative 330. Showtime Pettis is plus 270. I don't give a damn. I am picking Showtime Pettis. He was the underdog in the last fight too. You think he's not gonna come in and do what he has to do in this fight? I promise you, he's gonna do what he has to do. And I'll be the first one to tell you that Showtime is back when he comes and beats Tony Ferguson. Now, I don't know what round. Matter of fact, I forgot to say what round of the last few people. But I don't know what round he's going to do it. I don't know how he's going to do it. I'm not saying he's going to knock him out. You know what? I'm just going to say it's a split decision. Split decision, Anthony Showtime Pettis. I say split decision because I got respect for Tony Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? But shout outs to Anthony Pettis, the best name in the sport. Anthony, because that's my middle name, Anthony. Even though Tony Ferguson's first name is actually Anthony, I kind of sought that out as well. But he goes by Tony, so he put him to the side, and we talking about Anthony Showtime Pettis. He's up and running. He's gonna win. Split decision. Enough said. Okay, and let me tell you the other fights that I didn't pick. So the Derrick Lewis fight, I'm saying first round knockout. Boom. Over the St. Preux fight, I'm saying second round submission. Boom. All right. Now, and then with the Tony Ferguson and Anthony Showtime Pettis fight, of course, I'm saying split decision. And then the Michelle Waterson and Felice Herring split decision as well. So we get down into the nitty gritty. We get down into. Let me take this off real quick. We get down to Habib Nurmagomedov, the Eagle, versus Conor McGregor. Hold up. Let me get my swag on. For this one. Let me get my swag on, okay? This is a hard fight, man. This is a hard fight to choose. Like I said before, man, I should pop this open right now because this is a hard choice to pick, man. This is a hard choice. Maybe if I drink this, I would think something different, right? But man, all right, here you go. All right, went over everything, man. Went over everything in my head. Went over all the stuff that can happen. Of course, we all know Conor has the striking power. He has the striking for him, right? And we know Khabib Nurmagomedov is the real deal with the wrestling, the ground and pound, and all that. And we all, Conor fans say knockout. Khabib fans saying long, drawn out, ground and pound, talking to his, like, that's what they're saying, right? Let me tell you one thing right now, man. Not to sway my decision. I'm a big fan of both of these guys. Now, it took me a while to be a Conor McGregor fan because of how much love I had for, I had so much love for, I still do have so much love for Frankie Edgar. And for Frankie Edgar to not get that fight, he always get passed over for that fight. And for him to, like, go up and do this and do that and not give Frankie Edgar the fight or whatever. And then Frankie Edgar actually fights, and loses to, man, I forgot his name now. Oh, man, whatever. So he lost to, what's his name, right? UFC 200 and pushed him back. But Frankie Edgar had that fight in the bag. He was supposed to be the one after Melendez. I think it was after Melendez he was supposed to fight him. But after that, and it kept on going other places and doing other things, I was just like, man, forget Conor McGregor or whatever. But these past few years, man, I've been really, like, especially after the fight at the first Madison Square Garden fight with Eddie Alvarez. When he beat down Eddie Alvarez, I was like, that's it. That's the dude, man. That's the dude. You can't do anything else. That's the dude. And Khabib was coming in the making. Tony Ferguson was coming up. Just a lot of people that was coming up that was won the Conor fight. And then he left and did the boxing thing with Floyd Mayweather and everything like that, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, with the Floyd Mayweather fight, I knew he was going to lose. I mean, it was just nothing. Like, this guy's going to come in and beat one of the greatest fighters of all time, one of the greatest boxers of all time. No. So, but for him to get that money, for him to get that exposure, I gotta give it up for the dude, man. He did his thing. He did what he had to do. And I'm a fan of Conor McGregor. Let me say about that. All right? First of all. Now, when it comes to Habib Nurmagomedov, how can you not be a fan of this dude? How can you not like this dude's fight skills, man? This dude brings it all the time. First of all, he's 26-0. And it's not like he's been beating, like, scrubs or anything like that, okay? He's been beating top people. The only person that he has not beat or has not fought is Tony Ferguson. Everybody else is a wash because he's just been making them look like they don't even belong in his, like, atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So the fight with Edson Barbosa, man, the way that he won and the way that he came up and did it was just crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness. Um, man, I just the way that he had that fight, man, it was just crazy. But the one that the fight that really got me like iffy a little bit, and it's because of it was a new opponent, his last fight with Ali Quinta. Now, of course, when Ali Quinta, um, he was he's that wasn't supposed to fight Ali Quinta first of all. So I don't know what was going on with Habib in that fight. I don't know if he was just trying to do something different, but he pretty much did the same thing to Ali Quinta that he was going to do the whole time, right? And Ali Quinta's no scrub either. He's a really good fighter. Shout out to Ali Quinta, by the way. But he did he got hit a few times by Al. I mean, he got you know he got his chin checked a couple times in that fight. Not to say he was like wobbly or whatever, thing like that. But he did take a couple hits, more hits than he's usually taken. Even though I think he got knocked down by Michael Johnson or something like that in the other fight. But he clearly just dominated him afterwards. Anyway, but just the Ally Quinta fight just make me little squeamish on picking him and for this fight. And for me, for Conor McGregor, for me to pick him for this fight, the only thing that has me like, I don't know about this fight is, number one, he not a wrestler. I mean, we've seen the fight with him and Nate where he tried to shoot at Nate and it ended badly for him and he lost that first fight. So that was number one. And then the second fight, um, there was no wrestling at all. There was like absolutely no wrestling. There was just striking and everybody was tired and everything like that. It was just, and then Nate was tried to bring him down. He was like, if you look at the fight, you'll see Nate like trying to bait him to come on the ground and wrestle with him, but Conor would not wrestle him at all. So that's had me kind of squeamish about picking Conor in this fight for the wrestling. Oh man, but mm, mm, mm. Another thing about Conor that I don't read the reason why I don't want to pick him in this fight. He's been out for a few years in the sport. He did his fighting or whatever. He did the boxing thing, whatever, which probably made him that much of a better striker. That made him like it's the pros and cons of having that boxing fight, right? It could have been pros because he got to be a better striker. He got to know more of his footwork and know how to maneuver and all that kind of stuff. So it could be that. The cons is he was not fighting MMA, and then after that he was out for like a year afterwards. So almost 2 years he's been out. So with that said, man, I don't know how I'm gonna pick Conor McGregor. So my pick is Habib Nurmagomedov, and still UFC lightweight champion of the world, Habib Nurmagomedov. That's what I'm gonna go with, man. That's what I'm gonna go with. But I don't know why I threw that in there. You can't deny whenever Conor McGregor is ready to fight someone, he wins. Like he was ready to fight Nate Diaz for the second time. He wasn't ready the first time because RDA fell out, and then Nate Diaz came in and he took the fight. So he was ready the second time around. But with that fight, like I said, Nate would bait him to get on the ground with him. Nate would not try to take him down. Nate would bait him to take down. Like what Conor knocks him down with a left, he would actually stay down and like try to bait him to come down on the ground with him. I do not see that from Khabib Nurmagomedov. I do not see Habib doing that. I see Habib going at him, trying to take him down. I think this is the way I see it. All seriousness, the way I see it is Conor McGregor is going to get some hits off of Khabib Nurmagomedov. First round, I mean, he's going to get some. He's going to get hits off of him. And he might get that late takedown. Khabib might get that late takedown. Second round, I think at the second round, that's when it's all going to change. Either the second or third round, that's when it's all going to change, and it's going to be Khabib all the way. That's what I think. I think Conor might get the first round and probably knock him down. Like I think he's going to hit him really good and knock him down, but a left. But I think Khabib is going to get back up or somehow get up or whatever, and he's going to come back and, like I say, get that late takedown in the round, and then in the second, Conor's going to try to do the same thing, but it's not going to work because I think Khabib's corner, his camp, is so really good at the in MMA IQ that they're going to know what to do. They're going to have a game plan, and I mean, there's so many champions in that camp that I think everybody is going to know what to do and how to do it, and how to switch plans or make, decisions or anything like that. So after the first round, which I think Conor McGregor is going to get the first round, I think after the first round, Khabib will take it all the way. Now, if it goes to the whole thing, which I don't think will happen, I think it will be at least stopped in the third round. So I'm going to go Khabib, third round, TKO. Yeah. Khabib, third round, TKO. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm sorry, Conor fans. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. But I mean, he hasn't been fighting MMA for 2 years. He's been out for 2 years. I don't think he's gonna just come back and do it. I don't think El Kukui is gonna beat Showtime Pettis after being out for 5 months, what makes me think that Conor McGregor is gonna come back after 2 years and beat the beast who is Khabib Nurmagomedov? Who am I to say that? I would be lying to myself if I said that. So I'm sorry, Conor fans, man. I'm sorry, Conor. I'm sorry, bro. I got your liquor though. I'm bigging you up on the liquor though. I'm sorry, man. Man, I just think that Khabib is on a different level, and that doesn't mean the end for Conor McGregor. He's still gonna go on and do big things, and I just think it's gonna be Khabib's division until somebody tells him anything else. You know what I'm saying? Until he gets that fight with Tony Ferguson or anybody else, man, I think Khabib's going to do it, man. And then if Conor McGregor loses and say Nate loses at 230, you still got the Conor and Nate clash right there. Clash. Is that a word? Clash. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you still got that going on. So Conor's still going to get money. He's still going to get his. He's still going to get money because of the liquor and all that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. That's what my thoughts are. That's my thoughts. But that's the picks right now. Thanks for joining me. I'm sorry that it went too long or anything like that, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you for listening. However you listening, either it's on Anchor Radio, it's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube. I'm going to have the YouTube video link up there as well. You can check me out on YouTube if you want to see my handsome face. I did a little, some work on my face. I hope you like it. I'm liking it. You know what I'm saying? I think I look good, but that's me. But check me out on YouTube. Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe, like, and hit the notification button, everything like that, and everything is everything. That's all I got for today. I'm going to check y'all out for the fights. Oh, and also hit me up on Twitter at Zoe, yours truly, and Instagram, Zoe UFC1. Facebook, Zoe UFC, and on my email, you can hit me up with some questions at zoewillny@gmail.com. Thank you guys for listening. Shout outs to all y'all who are looking at the fight, and shout outs to all the people who got the proper 12. Man, let me know. Let me know. Holla at me if you got the proper 12. We about to pop this open. We about to clink clink digital wise, all right? But all right, that's all I got for today. I gotta be out, and I'm gonna check y'all another time. All right, y'all. Peace.